Hey everyone, welcome back to OCD Recovery's YouTube channel, where today I'm going to talk about daydreaming, whether we call it maladaptive daydreaming or daydreaming. The terms that we use are usually problematic. Like if you take the term ROCD, we don't need to use that term. It's just showing people that their belief systems are based around their relationships. So I'm just going to talk about the fears that are based around dreaming, the fears of whether those dreams are true, whether they're a premonition, whether they mean something in the past, why unconditional acceptance is so critical, why unconditional life acceptance is so critical for accepting the presence of dreams in your life with flash memories. This also fuels the CPTSD/PTSD cycle. A lot of people that are working with those disorders in themselves do not understand PTSD by any means whatsoever. I hear people say PTSD and OCD are very different. They're not. There are 95% similarities and 5% differences. The flash memories, for an example, can be broken down and worn with unconditional life acceptance, even if they're there for the rest of your life. Before I go any further, please subscribe. Hit that like button down below. Let me know what you think about this video. This has been a video that many people have been asking for, so I will ask Moment to kind of shoot this to the top of the list. And if you guys are wondering, there's always a backlog of videos of like 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 different videos from people in the team that we're constantly uploading. If we upload 10 to 20 a day, it becomes too much, so we have to spread them out. So there's videos I sent Moment, 2-3 weeks ago that aren't up, but I will ask him to put this one up. So the first thing that we have to cover is the life acceptance component of dreaming. So that means if it's there, okay, so if the dream state is happening with a disconnected feeling in your mind, if you're having these flash memories or lucid dreaming scenarios when you're sleeping, the belief is, if I notice this for the rest of my life is ruined. If I feel disconnected because of these dreams, if they bring me outside the present moment, then the compulsions that people engage in are trying to force the present moment. I'm not going to go into too much into this video. If you go to our search bar and type in present moment and concentration, I've covered this topic and all the myths surrounding it, because there are a lot. These big speakers in the present moment do not really understand the present moment. They're getting people to be hyper aware of, I need to be present. I'm not feeling present. Why am I not feeling present? I should be feeling more present. That person's feeling more present. Well, they don't seem like they're unfocused. Why am I not concentrating? It's a disaster. It's not explained correctly by any means. I personally don't practice mindfulness at all. Nothing inherently wrong with it per se. But if you're trying to force mindfulness and force the present moment when you're stuck in remembering dreams all day, or you're coming out of a lucid dream and trying to prove what's real or not, which is the second thing we're about to talk about, which is a lot more depth involved in that, that is going to keep you stuck. I'm talking about the basic life acceptance principles of, if I have a dream, if that dream is lingering with me throughout the day, if I feel disconnected from that dream, I have to accept the non-present state of it taking over my consciousness and distracting me. That is a very important thing to remember. The second piece is premonitions and dreams meaning something, which you will never get certainty on. So there's a large element of unconditional self and life acceptance regarding this. So let's say you keep having very lucid and vivid dreams of harming a loved one, and you're trying to solve whether that's going to happen or not. Is it a premonition? Now, again, this is a hard topic to cover in one video, because I can branch out into now the religious components. I could do a great video with Moment with this, because a lot of people with the moral related fears and moral scrupulosity, if that goes into, let's say someone's a Christian or a Catholic or a Muslim, and they say, well, this goes against my faith, I have to figure out if this is real or not, that's going to not lead you anywhere good. So you have to accept that there could be, even if it's 0.00001% possibility, there could be possible premonitions because of your dream. You cannot state it otherwise. I don't believe in karma. I don't believe in anything besides shit luck and just the way the world is. I don't really believe too much in determinism, but I have some views in that. But I never say this is, I know it's right. Like, I know I'm correct, because you don't know if you're correct. It's why life is very, very fun. And it's extremely anecdotal and perception based on people's experiences, their genetics, their biology, and how they're raised. So, but if you do believe that your dream means something, it's going to lead you to performing an action, you are going to have to accept the unconditional self-acceptance that there is a premonition to that dream. And the main compulsion with this is trying to solve those dreams. What did that mean? Trying to go back in the past. Now, on the flip side of that, you will have automatic rumination that will be bringing you back to the dream state throughout the day. That's where the life acceptance component comes in, where you have to let that automatic rumination play out. So let's say I'm talking to myself right now, and I'm having memories, very strong urges to solve that. And it's there, and it's like smacking me in the back of the head. It's like, hey, I'm here. The dream is here. Don't forget about me. Did you do that? Or are you going to do that? Was that a false memory? Was that a real event? Nick. Going to give myself a concussion. And then what has to happen is you have to allow that to be there, which goes back to the first part, allowing it to distract you and not solve. Now, look, you are going to solve at points. You are going to fall into compulsions, especially in the beginning. I made a great video in the WhatsApp groups. Remember, if you want to see all the content that you will never see, you guys don't know that there are hundreds of hours of content a year, hundreds and hundreds between voice notes, videos, between all the team members that go in the WhatsApp groups that you do not get access to unless you come to a call or webinar service. It's specific to the people who are coming in to the service. I made a 5-minute video 3 days ago talking about one of the number one reasons you're stuck is if you do, for this example, fall into solving the dream or trying to figure out if it's real or not or trying to self-reassure and prove. The problem isn't per se falling into a compulsion, because we will do that. The problem is I should not fall into a compulsion. I'm a terrible human. How could I do that? I'm so dumb. You idiot. The anger, the beratement, shame and guilt. Oh no, I shouldn't have done that. Why did I do that? The unhealthy shame and guilt, the unhealthy anger, the unhealthy beratement is coming from you saying, I should not perform a compulsion. That should not have happened. I am a terrible, evil person. I told myself I wasn't going to do that. So you will slip up. So you will need some level of compassion for yourself. But again, the more you try to solve the validity of a dream, the more you try to find out if it's a premonition, the more you try to go into the past and solve, did that mean something I missed? And you become Sherlock Holmes. You're like, with the magnifying glass, you're like, well, this dream said I did this when I was 12 years old, and I have to go and look for that. And then you're looking in all compulsions, all compulsion. If I have any dream right now, regardless of how lucid or real it feels, no matter if that dream was to follow me, which they don't, because I have no fear of this, but they could. I'm not saying I don't dream or remember my dreams, because we all dream in that way. At least I believe. I'm not really educated on that particular aspect. But, if I remember a dream or lucid about it, and it's very vivid, I don't try and solve that. I don't try to figure out why it's happening, even if there was an urge to solve. And if it comes with me and when you wake up from a really crazy dream, it follows you into the morning for a little bit, you have to get up and start your day. You have to start your routines. You have to start your habits. But again, if you're trying to solve that dream and figure out a meaning for it, that's going to keep you stuck. So remember, it's the life acceptance of no matter what it is, you have to live your life, have it there, let it distract you. And if there's a self-acceptance component, which there usually is, premonition, did it mean something, false memory, real event, moral scrupulosity, the more you try to solve that, the worse it's going to be. And you are going to have to accept it, even if it did mean something. And even if there was truth to that, you'll never be able to get yourself off the hook otherwise. You could still learn to accept and understand that acceptance doesn't mean agreement. I hope you enjoyed this video. Phil@OCDrecovery.com. Please reach out. This also ties in a lot with solipsism, existential OCD, of course, real event, false memory, and just standard hyper-awareness of your dream state and disconnection. And I can help you. I've been there. I work with, we work with thousands and thousands of people all over the world. You're not hopeless. You can recover. There is no such thing as treatment-resistant OCD. Hope to hear from you soon. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day.